So Jeff Flake, following a rally on Tuesday where the president mocked Christine Blasey Ford's powerful testimony before the Senate Judiciary Committee, has some kind of maybe strong words a little bit for Donald Trump after seeing him act like a complete and total jackass, mocking victims of sexual assault. First, I want to show you that video of what Donald Trump has said, and then we'll get to what Flake's reaction is, and of course other Republicans as well. Let's take a look at that.
36 years ago, this happened. I had one beer, right? I had one beer. Well, do you think it was? Nope, it was one beer. Oh, good. How did you get home? I don't remember. How'd you get there? I don't remember. Where is the place? I don't remember. How many years ago was it? I don't know. I don't know. What neighborhood was it in? I don't know. Where's the house? I don't know. Upstairs, downstairs, where was it? I don't know. But I had one beer. That's the only thing I remember. And a man's life is in tatters. A man's life is shattered. His wife is shattered. His daughters, who are beautiful, incredible young kids. They destroy people. They want to destroy people. These are really evil people.
All right, so first of all, I love how he talks about, oh, his life is shattered. No, this guy's up for the Supreme Court. He is likely going to get voted into the Supreme Court. This is a job interview. This isn't a criminal prosecution. This is a job interview. And I don't know, look, maybe you guys have been to some different job interviews than I have. But normally if you cry and whine and throw righteous indignation during the job interview, you normally don't get the job. Just saying. So to say that his life has been absolutely destroyed is ridiculous. And if Kavanaugh didn't do it, well, then he should be in support of a very thorough FBI investigation. And what we've seen so far of the FBI investigation into this is that it's a sham. They haven't even talked to Ford. They didn't talk to Kavanaugh, of course. The FBI didn't. They had a very, very limited in scope investigation that is likely going to wrap up really, really soon. And I wouldn't be shocked if they say, oh, well, it came up clean. That's because they didn't talk to anybody. There have been stories after stories of people with relevant information basically being ignored by the FBI. In fact, Ford's attorneys wrote that, quote, it is inconceivable that the FBI could conduct a thorough investigation of Dr. Ford's allegations without interviewing her and interviewing many, many other people who had relevant information. Nonetheless, back to Flake, right? So Flake, talking to Savannah Guthrie on NBC, said, quote, on this video specifically, there's just no time and place for remarks like that. To discuss something this sensitive at a political rally is just not right. It's just not right. I wish he hadn't done it. It's kind of appalling. Kind of appalling. Just kind of? No, that's horrific. Has this guy not been paying attention at all? Is he incapable of actually making a strong statement or taking a strong stance on anything? I guess not. I guess that's why he's flaky Jeff Flake. Like, he can't actually be strong about anything. And I know the media is like, oh, Jeff Flake, paragon of bravery. No, that's not brave. Saying it's kind of appalling, that's brave? That's considered brave. Bullshit. Bullshit. And by the way, this isn't the first time he has mocked people. Okay. Again, going back to the campaign, calling women, pigs and terrible, terrible names like that. And not only that, but mocking a New York Times reporter at a Trump rally. And you know what? What's probably the worst part is that his base, they eat it up. They love it when he goes after disabled reporters and when he goes after sexual assault survivors. They don't care. They don't care at all. But to say it's kind of appalling. No, Jeff. It's super appalling. Just once I'd like to see a Republican tell the truth. That Trump is a misogynistic shitbag garbage person. Because that's what he is. The president is fucking garbage. He mocks disabled people, women, minorities. He is a terrible human being. And if you support him, I'm sorry to say that you're also kind of terrible. Because you are enabling him. You are enabling this kind of behavior by throwing your support behind him. I know some of you might be thinking, but my tax cuts. If you're putting your tax cuts ahead of other people, sexual assault survivors, the disabled, then I'm sorry, you're also a terrible person and you're a greedy fuck. Let's be honest about what you guys are. Now, look, it's one thing to want to get to the truth, because not every allegation is true, obviously. And to point out, hey, look, there might be some inconsistencies with your story. Let's look into those. Let's see. Okay, there's missing information. We would like to fill in the gaps, right? That's fine. That's perfectly fine. That's what an investigation is actually supposed to do. Because, look, if I had allegations like that against me, I would definitely want the truth. I would want an in-depth investigation to completely, without a 100% shadow of a doubt, disprove those allegations against me. But why doesn't Trump do that? Why isn't Kavanaugh interested in that? Why isn't the Republican Party interested in doing that? It's because they did it. It's because they did it. They absolutely did it. And you know it. Look, Trump himself has had allegations against him, including the rape of Ivana Trump. Now, Ivana Trump later on said, well, I don't actually call it rape anymore. But does she dispute what happened? What she alleges? No, she just says, I called it rape before in a deposition, a sworn deposition, but I take back the wording of it. I don't actually call it rape anymore. No. But it still happened. Oh, well, that's a interesting thing to say. No, look, Trump is a scumbag. Kavanaugh's a scumbag. They're both, and that's one reason, of course, I think, that they are sticking by each other, man. And again, probably a reason why so many of these people, these Trump supporters, are sticking with him too. I mean, look, the problem, I pointed out before, there are people that are cheering him on in the back. They're cheering him on. They're saying, yes, Donald. Oh, God. Wonderful. Yes, sexual assault survivors are terrible. And they're evil people. They're evil. 49% of Republican women support Kavanaugh. And over 54% say that they would want to have him confirmed, even if he's guilty. Even if he's guilty. They don't care. They don't care at all. Now you can say politically, that's pretty savvy. I mean, they're playing the long game, right? And Republican politicians are also playing the long game. They don't give a shit because it's their guy. It's their guy. Hey, man, I want my guy in the Supreme Court. That's why, and I see this question happening or being asked a lot. Why don't they just put someone else on the court? Why don't they just nominate someone else that is a little less controversial, that doesn't have these particular issues? Who isn't being alleged to have been a rapist. I mean, there's plenty of other conservatives out there that haven't raped anybody, allegedly, that haven't allegedly done sexual assault. Why not nominate them? They don't care. They don't care. And look, Republicans in the Senate, in the House, especially the Senate, who's going to vote for confirmation, right? People like Flake, they're willing to lose an election if it means their guy gets put on the court for 30 to 40 years. That is a long-term win for them and their ideology. That's why Jeff Flake is conflicted. He's like, oh man, do I call out Trump for being a shitbag, which I am, but do I vote for Kavanaugh because that means this is going to be excellent win in the long term for GOP ideology. That ideology that he buys into. Remember, ideologically, Jeff Flake is a very strong conservative Republican. Do you think he's going to vote against Kavanaugh when the rest of his party is willing to endure a short-term loss in order to get a long-term gain in Kavanaugh? Again, you got to hand it to them. They're more than willing to play the long game and to play it fucking dirty. And here, Democrats are over here playing fucking patty cakes with the Republicans when you've got Republican senators and congressmen that are more than willing to put somebody who would very, very likely committed sexual assault on the Supreme Court so they can get their ideology. That's what this is about. This has nothing to do with policy and everything to do with how it looks in the public eye. That's why Jeff Flake is conflicted. That's why he's like, I don't know. I don't know if I'll support Kavanaugh or not. It just all depends. No, he's going to vote for him. And if it is safe for Jeff Flake to do so, that I think is the only reason why he would not vote for Kavanaugh. If it is safe politically, if Republicans still get their win. So if there's a situation where, oh, don't worry, we'll get a tie, but then we'll have Mike Pence break the tie, then I could see Jeff Flake saying, okay, I'm going to take a big stand here and make a big PR spectacle about how I'm the respectable Republican. Probably to set up his own future political career, possibly a run for office. You don't see that happening? I do. It is very, very possible. So never rule out political motives, especially when you're dealing with politicians, because that's what they are. Politicians are politicians, and they're going to play politics, and that's what Jeff Flake is doing. So, look, it's all about optics, right? And the optics for Donald Trump and Kavanaugh are absolutely terrible. At least most of the American public, aside from the Republicans who are in their entire own universe, the Republican voters, the GOP can't hide the fact that they are misogynistic, racist, and xenophobic in their policy positions. Now, they've always been that way, but outside they've had this decorum, right? Oh, I dare say, we cannot say that out loud. But with Donald Trump, all of that's been shattered. The illusion is gone. The veil is lifted. You can see the Republican Party for what they actually are. The party of Trump. But not just the party of Trump, because they've always been that party. But Donald Trump is now just the newest face of what they've always been. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.